What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the OddsShopper channel, coming with a Monday Night Football edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. After hitting 8 of 10 locks coming in from week 7, no, it was 6, 7, 8. Weeks 9 to 10 here on this video have not been very fruitful, but we had some really good ones there in the Discord. Obviously, those aren't posted here on this video. That sucks. Jeremy McNichols, plus 300 FanDuel. That was good for a unit and a half cash there on a half unit play. That felt nice. Also, George Kittle, anytime touchdown, plus 155. Ended up locking that in the Discord as well. Those were nice plays. Jamal Williams is 1 yard short here as of recording this here at halftime for the Detroit Lions here. That one ended up being a half unit play here as well. Pretty decent day for me on Sunday, aside from, of course, the Minnesota Vikings. 3 picks from Sam Darnold to only win by 5 and not get that cover. And that was a half unit play. And then the biggie that everybody's going to point to there, Ladd McConkey. No idea. He fell 3 yards short of going over in that. Only 2 catches that entire game. They just went Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. It was really frustrating. But again, that Discord, we were really close to just having an annihilation Sunday. Still ended up being pretty decent. Hopefully we can learn from that build and move on here. And then we start up here with the NBA streets as well. You can check that out here. Oh, you guys want to come join that Discord for free, by the way, and come get the plays, or, come troll me, do whatever you guys really want to. There are 11 different sites that you can sign up for. If you have not signed up for any of these yet, head to the video description box below. Click on the link, sign up for my package for free. That's a $50 value. Not my package, but my package. Just saying, 1 of 4 steps. Here you go. Choose one of the promos. Sign up using the offer. Take screenshots of your welcome email and first settled bet, and then email support@oddshopper.com. You'll get awesome stuff from these sites. You will also have a great opportunity to get yourself a little bit of goodness there in that premium Discord. Come kick it. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, we got that out of the way. Let's get ourselves to some picks. Producer Jacob, hi, hello. We got Miami. We got the Ramses. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. What are we doing here? Whatever. Miami, LA Rams. I'm trying to change up some of the juju because, again, those showdown slates have been Smash City for about 5-6 weeks and then ran into a buzzsaw last week. The Tampa Bay thing wants me to, I just want to go nuts. That last second touchdown to go over that 17.5. They end up getting that touchdown there. And then, of course, the last drive there by Cincy to end up getting a chance to have it go over. We don't even get the overtime period. They go for 2. The thing that Tampa Bay probably should have done, but this is a forward-looking show. Let's get back to it. Miami, kind of an interesting situation in this one, purely because they keep finding new and interesting ways to lose football games that they really shouldn't be losing. I mean, last week, being the week 9 for them, you saw them go up against Arizona, and Arizona is putting the gauntlet down on some teams. They have had the most difficult strength of schedule. I do think, looking through osmosis, just the what's the word I'm looking for? We're looking for just relative properties. Like, we're looking for who did you play, strength of schedule. That is a very important part of what I like to do here. And well, the Rams have had a very difficult strength of schedule themselves. 5th over on PFF, 4th in my grading for it. Miami, not so much. 27th in terms of strength of schedule, and yet they're 2-6 and 2-6 against the spread. Not a great public team this season. But we got Tyreek Hill. This is a massive Q tag that is existing here. It sounds as though he is very close to playing here, but it is a game time decision with a wrist. If you can't catch a football in your Tyreek Hill, or if it's jammed at all, I doubt we're going to see him start to punt this season. I mean, they're throwing Tua out there here. If they lose this one, we might have to have those conversations, but I think they're playing it straight up here. It's way too early to say that they're just out there tanking or doing things to try to, bolster their draft stock here. McDaniel might be playing for his job here. A lot of coaches might be playing for their jobs here in coming weeks. Looking at you, Chicago, looking at you. You might have just lost your job today. 19-3 to New England. Thanks for coming. Have a nice day. But we do get Cooper Kupp. We get Puka Nacua back. Puka Nacua ends up punching a dude and getting ejected from that Seattle game. Cooper Kupp puts his foot down. Demarcus Robinson has a pretty nice outing himself. And now they also have they have a lot of that depth on the offensive side back. Even Jordan Whittington, from a deep perspective, somebody that I do think is a nice wide receiver 5 to have on your team. Having everybody back here is just pretty interesting. Tyler Higbee, I suppose, is the one piece who's still out, but Atwell, Whittington, Robinson, really nice to have behind 2 alphas like Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. As for Miami's defense, I think that's going to be kind of one of the major factors of this game. If Miami's defense can somewhat find a way to be successful in this one, we might see some kind of a lower scoring game than we expect. But I don't expect Miami's defense to find any type of solutions to some of the things that have been hampering them. They've been giving it up on the ground. I mean, we're seeing every single team. I mean, James Conner just running through them like Swiss cheese. I think that's a saying. Is that a saying? I think it is. But either way, I do think the Rams defense is pretty gettable as well. 135 yards given up per game on the ground, 225 through the air. They're 24th in terms of scoring defense. I see points potentially in this one, but at 48.5, it's close to efficient. I have this just over 50. Is that worth it at this point? Let me work it. Let me put my thing down, zip it, and reverse it. It'll be a lean for right now. It's your firm a difference win yet. So, yeah, we'll just lean to the 48.5 as we begin this tour. I don't love anything from a spread perspective, but I do love props coming up here in this next section. So, God, allergies are so bad. Sorry. Guy wiping his... Okay. We're going to continue on. We got Devon Achane here potentially being the wide receiver too. Now, if you get Jalen Waddle as the number one here and Tyreek Hill for some reason is out, this is going to look even better right now. But I'm kind of surprised to see Devon Achane, who's not turned into necessarily like a straight up bell cow by any means. Raheem Mostert still exists. Still a guy that they want to have intertwining. Wright will eventually be kind of mixed in here too. If they go to 2-7, 2-8, they probably just want to take some of the workload off of a guy like Devon Achane, which would not be good for fantasy purposes, that's for sure. But as for right now, he still had 42 snaps last week. We're still seeing ridiculous stuff. He's got like the 6th best receiving grade, 21st in run grade in PFF grading. I mean, the guy's just an all-around great running back. And you do have Armstead out there at the left tackle position, probably one of the most important left tackles. We're seeing them fall like dominoes this season, whether it's Darisaw with, against these very same Rams in LA from Thursday Night Football a couple of weeks ago. For my Minnesota Vikings, we have to go get Armstrong. And then we see Laramie Tunsil end up going down here in that first half. I'm not sure if he ends up coming back at any point for the second half. I'm not watching the game here at the moment, but Laquan Armstead is the number one graded left tackle at PFF. He is an absolute stud beyond stud. And as long as he exists, I do think that there are great opportunities for some of those screen opportunities, as well as just being able to run over dudes. The offensive line, I think, is really good for Miami, and that's where Devon Achane just really stands out for me. -105. I took a look at +210 Raheem Mostert as well. A little bit thinner for the people there in the back because, well, he's still getting goal line work, and it would really suck not to maybe have the full complement of it. If I end up adding that here, I'm hoping it gets to 220, 230. I'm looking for a little bit more value out of that, but Devon Achane at -105 at Fanatics, -115 at all the public books. I'm just fine with either of those numbers. You should be betting those here. Again, -115. That's where I'm going to have to end up buying in at this, and I'm just fine with it. If you're not limited on Fanatics, congratulations. Going to be awesome for you. But what's really awesome is if you live in one of these 11 states for Bet365. Damn good find. Let me suck it to you one more time. Get low. Right, Colorado, Louisiana, Virginia, Kentucky, New Jersey, Arizona, Ohio, Iowa, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina. Come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter. Carolina Panthers, 2-game winning streak. What are we even doing here? Anyway, Bet365, a great opportunity for you to bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. And then they have great promotions on Monday and Thursday, specifically that Thursday single game parlay thing. Absolutely absurd. So bet 5, get $150 in bonus bets. Only if you're 21 and over, 18 and over in Kentucky. If you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. To the lock we go. One of the tough things about doing this job day in, day out is I understand that everything that I say here on this video becomes like gospel to some people. And I don't mean that as in like I'm all knowing. That is not the case in any way, shape, or form. But I'm using data, analytics, math to come to the best decisions I possibly can. And I try to intertwine a little bit of what I'm seeing in terms of a ball knower type situation. And well, I try not to go absolutely crazy in these kind of situations. But this is kind of like a understanding how much somebody's going to be on a field and understanding that the range of outcomes aren't necessarily being properly encapsulated. Now, let me explain. Kyren Williams, he's playing basically 100% of snaps. We're seeing Blake Corum mixed in here, there, but in terms of goal line opportunities, in terms of like even between the 20s here, there are just very, very rare circumstances where we don't see Kyren Williams, barring injury, out on the field. Now, that hasn't necessarily meant a whole heck of a lot in terms of receiving. The guy's played 8 games this season, 161 rushes to just 25 targets and 20 catches, 116 yards. That is very rare to see those type of low outputs in the year of our Lord 2024 for a back who I think is a decent receiving back overall, just not being utilized in that capacity. Part of that is you do have Kupp, you do have Nakua, but think of how long they were out over the course of this entire season. But one of the things that I think you can't do is necessarily cheat if you're Miami in some of these situations. And despite the fact that they've given up the third fewest receiving yards to running backs this season, I think this is a great number at minus 120 here, 13.5 receiving yards to get invested in Kyren Williams. Once again, he's going to be on the field ad nauseum. Second off, this is a very, very close game, and I'm never going to be the person who sits here and says, oh, he did this in, 2 of his last 2 games or 2 of his last 3, even though that's 100% true. 3 targets against Seattle, got there in 1 catch, 26 yards. 7 targets against Minnesota there in that spot, 5 catches, 19 yards there. Weird to only see 19 yards with that total, but that's the whole point here is Miami. We know exactly how they're going to go about their business. They're going to try to limit Kyren Williams here out of the backfield, but you can't cheat when you have Nakua and Kupp on each side, when you have a serviceable tight end who doesn't even necessarily need to be utilized in Colby Parkinson here, and then a wide receiver 3 like Demarcus Robinson, wide receiver 4 like Tutu Atwell. They have so much depth that Kyren Williams should get some open looks in the flat. Feel really good about this one. And this is about 2-3 yards better than every other book listed. Minus 120 at FanDuel right now. It's minus 115 and 15.5, 16.5, pretty much everywhere else. So I'm willing to be invested there at this number. You should too. I would bet this all the way up to 15.5 minus 110. Start to hit eject here when it gets up to that 17.5 type number, but 13.5, phenomenal buy-in here for Kyren Williams. Let's get back on track with these locks. How about that? How about that? Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. That does it for another edition of Lindy's NFL Monday Night Football, leans, likes, and locks. Good stuff. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board. Check out NBA Lindy's as well. We have 5 games all starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Wild slate in the association going on here. Check out that NBA Lindy's to get the goods for that one too. Have a lock in that one I feel pretty darn good about. But let's get out of here, producer Jacob. Until next time, friends, let's get it rocking. And not just in the Discord. On this video, yet again, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NFL streets on Monday.